Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
Tonight we begin with a Valley News Live exclusive. It may be too late for the Red River Valley to contain the avian flu. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us this evening. Valley News Live has learned a farm just southeast of Holly, Minnesota may have to destroy hundreds of thousands of chickens.
This after initial test results come back positive for avian flu. Valley News Team's Krista Baim has the details.
We first met Ammon Bayer nearly 2 years ago when summer's heat took a toll on his chickens. But he'd rather take the heat over what he's looking at now, a presumed positive test for avian flu.
We've been very vigilant in trying to monitor the birds and watch them closely for any signs of disease.
Bayer tells me he works with around 300,000 chickens on his farm every day when he noticed something wasn't right with around 30 of them.
I know what a healthy bird looks like, and these looked a little bit sick, under the weather, breathing difficulty, a little bit of foaming from the mouth.
What Bayer doesn't know is how some of his birds came down with the virus. The wild waterfowl are known for carrying it.
We don't have ducks or geese in the barn. I don't know how it would have transferred from the waterfowl into the building.
Now the building will have to be emptied. All 300,000 chickens will likely be wiped out completely once the final test comes back. A livelihood put on hold.
Very deflating. Been in the business for 50 years and we've never had a disease outbreak on the farm to speak of that amounted to anything.
A hit to the Bayer Brothers farm that was luckily caught early enough.
They have a 48-hour period. None of the eggs that would have been quarantined here have gotten into the customer's hands.
One relief in all the stress.
I think I'll try and get some sleep.
Near Holly, Minnesota, Krista Baim, Valley News Live.
Now, the USDA and APHIS will be out on the farm tomorrow to work out a plan to compost all of the birds. And Minnesota-based Hormel Foods is now feeling the impact of this latest avian flu outbreak. The company's CEO is warning investors, saying we are experiencing significant challenges in our turkey supply chain, impacting the Jennie-O turkey division and the profits through the rest of the year. The warning comes as the H5N2 avian flu is rapidly spreading, now impacting 12 states. In Osceola County, Iowa, just south of the Minnesota border, the U.S. Department of Agriculture announced the biggest flock infection to date. 5.3 million chickens will be killed in that Iowa county, and nearly 1.7 million turkeys have been killed across 28 Minnesota farms so far this year.
Tomorrow, it's the defense's turn for opening arguments in the trial of a former North Dakota Teacher of the Year accused of having a sexual relationship with a 17-year-old student in 2009. Aaron Knodel is accused of having 5 sexual acts with the teenager at 3 different locations: his home, the high school, and the victim's car. Prosecutor John Byers today explained that the first time was at Knodel's home while his children were sleeping upstairs. Byers says that Knodel was caught by his wife when the victim texted him on his birthday asking if they were going to meet up early at his classroom.
When she heard Aaron Knodel had gotten an award for being Teacher of the Year, that it did bother her, because the people who both supported him getting it and those who were finding out in the media that he received the award, she felt didn't really know the whole picture, as you can imagine. But she still didn't tell about her secret.
Byers also revealed why the victim came forward 5 years later, saying she studied social work in college and realized she'll be asking alleged victims to report sexual abuse cases. To read more about this case, visit our website at valleynewslive.com.
The Moorhead Public School District released a statement today saying in part that its partnership with Special Olympics will continue. However, some aspects will change. The district administrators say that they're pleased to work together with Special Olympics to pursue expanded activities for all students. And the district will continue to partner for the track and field event. Parents recently had said that support for Special Olympics was cut due to a number of challenges with the program.
The Fargo Public School District is again being asked to stop discrimination against pro-life students and approve students for life clubs at Fargo North and Davies High Schools. Representing 2 students, the Thomas More Society has submitted a second demand letter asking for immediate consideration and approval of the Students for Life of America group. The Thomas More Society says, "We expect that pro-life clubs at Davies and North High Schools will be established shortly and with the same rights and privileges as the all-student clubs." We'll have more on this story, including a link to the demand letter. Just go to valleynewslive.com and look for this story.
Voters in Hillsborough have approved a $1.5 million outdoor sports complex improvement plan. Just under 400 voters, or 61.1%, said yes today. 60% was needed for passage. Improvements will be made to the present sports complex, which includes football and baseball fields.
Tomorrow night could bring an unprecedented event to the history of UND. The Student Senate will decide whether to give UND's president, Robert Kelly, a vote of no confidence in an effort to oust him from his job. They could also table the entire issue. Student President Tanner Franklin says the main point of contention is that the administration did not allow them to see the proposal to increase tuition until they filed an open records request. UND's Chester Fritz Library Special Collections Department searched the school's student newspapers for us. They did not find any votes of no confidence for a president during the school's entire history.
Start paying attention on the road. That is the plea from local motorcycle experts. 6 motorcyclists have died in Minnesota, 5 of them in less than 1 week. And Thursday, an 18-year-old died on a motorcycle in northern North Dakota after being hit by a semi-trailer. A local safety instructor got hit by a deer last summer, and it's using it to make others more aware.
I hit my head really firmly on the concrete, had a subdermal hematoma, a concussion, but I got up to walk away from it. I'm pretty certain that if that would have been my skull, I think I may have been dead if I wouldn't have had a helmet on that day.
Bernier, a motorcycle safety coach, says if you're riding, make sure your bike is in good shape. Brush up on your skills and don't get arrogant. And if you're driving a car, always look for motorcycles.
The ongoing struggle for parking in downtown Fargo is one reason why some area neighbors are shooting down an idea of building an ice rink on the corner of Main and Broadway.
And the idea of a rink surfaced as a way to attract people downtown when the mercury drops. Valley News Team's Christina Craig has the story.
This is kind of a congested corner, you know, to put something like that, plus the trains and kids, you know, they might not all mix together too good.
A downtown Fargo ice rink would be open from December through February and built in this lot along Main and Broadway.
We've got some parking concerns, we've got some traffic concerns, so we've still got some hurdles.
The Downtown Fargo Association asked people to comment on Facebook what they thought. Many bashed the ice rink idea. Some say city leaders should focus on more important issues like downtown housing and parking, but not all are opposed.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun to use. Come down and skate.
We would probably skate, maybe play hockey, and then, I mean, since we're all starting to be old enough to go out, we would probably go out and have supper and a few drinks.
Wimmer says that's the point, to bring more people downtown.
So for kids, for adults, for young adults, and we just think it'll be a fun activity. Grand Forks has an ice rink, Sioux Falls, we believe, and Lincoln, Nebraska are 3 that we've looked at.
If the ice rink goes in, all of these cars behind me would be displaced. Now, Wimmer says they could possibly park at the Island Park ramp, but they are still looking at other options too. However, concerns of the trains remain. Wimmer says we've built the city around the tracks. He doesn't see the problem of building an ice rink right next to it. In Fargo, Christina Craig, Valley News Live.
Wimmer added that money to build the ice rink won't come from the city's budget. Donors are ready to step forward and help pay for the expense.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with no wait weather.
Well, that wind, something that we've had to contend with for several days, and
felt like we could have froze water today.
Yes.
Yeah, it was cold out there. In fact, we did get frozen water in the form of snow. Some graupel reported once again, and it accumulated up in Beltrami County. I'll show you a picture of that in a moment, but right now let me show you a picture of some clouds that we saw. Now, this was a common sight, but late tonight, if you didn't get a chance to see it, those clouds began to clear, thinning out by 6:30 to 7 o'clock, and then a gorgeous, colorful sunset in the western sky as the skies are clear right now. Clear skies and calming winds equate to some chilly temperatures, and that's where we're on our way down to 36 right now. The winds are only blowing at 14 miles per hour, gusting as high as between 40 and 50 mile per hour today. It was very blustery throughout the day. Grand Forks, as we take a look outdoors, there 35 degrees on the thermometer. Wind from the north-northwest is blowing at 13. Already in the 20s in places like Langdon, and we have 34 in Devils Lake, 30 in Jamestown, so it's below freezing for you. 34 in Fergus Falls. Wadena has 30 degrees, so generally a lot of 30s. And the colors on this map illustrate where the strongest of the winds are. They're shifting off to the east, heading towards the Iron Range. Still gusts towards 30 miles per hour for places like Brainerd. And those 30-mile-per-hour winds are continuing to drive some flakes of snow for the Arrowhead of Minnesota. The cloud deck, though, as I showed you on the time lapse, cleared out. And now still clouds in Bemidji. And even out towards the Becker County area, a little bit of cloudiness, but it's clearing for you as well. As we look at the big picture, this slow-moving storm system has stapled itself on the map up here in Canada. North winds continue to draw down on the western Great Lakes side as you head from Minneapolis, where we have snow, heading into Chicago, all the way to New York, where there's some rain making its way in. That slow-moving storm system promises to bring several days of unsettled weather to our neighbors out to the east. For us, we're starting to see things correct a little bit. Overnight, the wind does die down, but we have a chance of some frost with low temperatures in the morning in the 20s for everyone involved. Just a few clouds out there. By mid-morning, the wind picks back up, but it's not going to be gusting to 50. How about 30 to 35? That's still breezy, but a little bit of sunshine as well. Not nearly as many clouds. I still think we'll see some from Baudette through Bemidji and down toward the Twin Cities, but for most of our area, a chance to kiss 50 degrees. The wind settles down tomorrow evening, another cool night in store. I think it'll be more enjoyable with less gusty winds. Fargo's planner, 29 degrees, light winds in the morning, so crisp. Bundle up the bus riders, and put the coat on. 44 degrees with gusty winds, picking up once again. But again, gusts to around 30 miles per hour. 50 for your afternoon. Breezy conditions continuing. 8:25 your sunset. Elsewhere, 51 on your way home from work in Jamestown. 40 on your way home from work in Roseau. And if you're Babe the Blue Ox, keep the mittens out. Looks like 39 degrees for you. Here's that picture. Look at the snow. This is Beltrami County, way up there by Big Turtle Lake. Several inches of snow taking place there. Your planning forecast shows we quiet down. Sunshine and 53 degrees on Thursday, so still below average. Friday, a chance of some spits of snow and rain, 50 degrees, warming up to near 60 for the weekend, but it looks unsettled or stormy even Sunday through Tuesday of next week, but that'll be a chance for more greening moisture to help us get rid of this fire risk across the region.
We need that.
Indeed.
All right, thanks, Hutch. Well, coming up on Valley News Live 10 at 10, if you're in the market for a juicer, we'll give you the experts' take on the best and the worst.
And why the benefits of sports may outweigh the risks for children with a certain heart disorder.
You're watching Valley News.